You know what? It does look flat. I can't see the curve. I can't feel myself moving, and the sun, moon, and stars do appear to be moving across the sky. Hey there. In the spirit of honesty and the sheer fact that it doesn't really matter what I say, do, or show, and seeing as this whole flat earth fad appears to be coming to an end or who knows what, I'm willing to openly admit that these four main arguments that are used by flat earthers are, from one's perspective, true. From my perspective, the earth does look flat. It does. I've never directly seen curvature of the earth with my own eyes. I haven't. It's always an image. I can't feel myself moving. I can't. And everything in the sky does appear to be moving. The sun, the moon, and the stars. This is how I think people become flat earthers. People hear those 4 points and think, hey, yeah. And then add that with a distrust of authority and a deep need to feel special and believe in a creator. Hey, presto, we get flat earth conventions and flat earthers in Australia. Now, I know flat earthers absolutely love to cherry pick and take things out of context, and what I just said I'm sure will be, but why don't we just ramp it up even further? Flat earthers aren't interested in evidence or facts. They just seem to like sensational lies that promote their delusions even further. So let's push it even further. Let's do a little experiment, huh? Here we go. I am a globe earth shill. I work for the observation department for NASA. Here on YouTube, I'm a tier 1 shill, so fairly new. I'm part of the Australian wolf pack of shills with Wolfie6020 as our leader, but I'm also a Globe Earth shill on Twitter, and on there I've been a Globe Earth shill for a lot longer than YouTube, so I think I'm at about a tier 42 now. I'm part of the bikini operatives of Globe Earth shills. I mainly just work undercover now, and I'm usually only called in when particular flat earthers have gotten too close to the truth. But I guess my main job of being a Globe Earth shill is pretending I'm Australian. Acting Australian is really, really hard because actually I'm a South African, mate. Sorry, slip of the tongue there. So I'm sure flat earthers will be able to take that and completely throw that out of context, and we'll all have fun watching that, won't we? Alright, I better get back to the video now. I know the earth isn't flat. I've done almost every possible practical observation of the earth and sky that I can think of and do with the tools and location I have. And every single observation I make matches the globe earth heliocentric model perfectly. In fact, it's actually really cool. Matching reality with science it's a buzz. And it's something that I'll keep doing regardless of flat earthers. So, I wanted to see if I could address some of those flat earth points in my own words based on my own observations. It does look flat. It does. This is usually all the proof flat earthers need, but the earth is mind-bogglingly huge. Just like a microbe on a ball would think the ball is flat. It's just a matter of scale, which flat earthers are renowned for having difficulty with. And the fact there's an horizon that doesn't rise to eye level shows me the earth isn't flat. Even flat earthers prove the horizon doesn't rise to eye level when they post photos from a plane window which clearly shows the horizon below the wing, which is below the window, and they don't even realise it. I can't see the curve. The flat smackers use this to seal the deal with the ignorant. This is also the one point that Australian flat earthers focus all their attention on. They'll ignore the southern sky, which completely destroys the flat earth, and just say stuff like, well, I can't see the curvature, then the earth is flat, and that's that. But when I make detailed observations of the horizon, if anyone does actually, what I find is the ground is very much dropping away from eye level. Take this one for example that I did. I'm zoomed in on this boat, which is about 2 miles away from the camera. My eye level is about 30 feet above the top of the mast. The top of that island in the far distance is at the same elevation as me if the earth was flat. Not only should the top of the island be way above the mast, the bottom of the island should also be above the mast. Here's the curve. It's right in front of us. We can't see it side on, but we can see it end to end. Much like how a cheap pool cue is curved, but we can only see that curve end to end. Oh, and here's a new one I did just recently. I think this speaks for itself. This is Sugarloaf Point Lighthouse in New South Wales, Australia, north of me. And I think it might be drowning in about 200 feet of water. When I get a better photo, I'll give this observation its own video. I can't feel myself moving. Well, when can we feel ourselves moving? Riding in a car or a plane? Yeah. I feel the car accelerating. I feel the car slowing down, going over bumps or around a corner. I can feel myself going up or down a hill because of gravity. But that moment when the car is cruising along on a nice smooth road, if it wasn't for the sound of the engine and the sound of the road on the tyres and everything outside flying by me, I wouldn't feel like I'm moving at all. I certainly don't feel motion on a plane when it's cruising at over 500 miles an hour. This is what's happening with the Earth rotating and moving through space. It's a constant motion with no acceleration or deceleration. When flat earthers say, but the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, they're just misinterpreting scientific explanations that were meant for children. The Earth spins once every 24 hours, and trying to measure the speed of the Earth from a stationary point in space doesn't make sense. Speed is relative. The sun, the moon, and the stars appear to be moving across the sky. And yeah, they do. But it doesn't really take too much investigation and observation to quickly realize that it's the rotation of the Earth causing this apparent relative motion. For example, my vantage point in Australia. If the Earth was flat, when I look north, I should be seeing Polaris at the centre of a great oval of stars. But that's not what I see. I see the edge of a circle of stars showing me that Polaris is far below my northern horizon, just like in this footage here. On a flat Earth, I definitely shouldn't be seeing the sun rise from the southeast, move through my northern sky and set in the southwest. But I do see that here. On a flat Earth, I should be seeing the sun approaching me from the northeast, travel pretty fast over my head, and then move off to the northwest. I mean, besides the fact that I can also see proof of a southern polar region of stars right from my backyard. The moon, the sun, and all the constellations above me in my northern sky all appear upside down and also follow a similar path to the sun and the moon. Here's the constellation Orion I filmed from my house. As we can see, this does not look like it's moving across the surface of a giant dome. It clearly looks like it's coming up from the horizon because the enormous planet I'm standing on is rotating. And also, the other reason I can't see Polaris is because that enormous rotating planet I'm standing on is in the way, blocking my view of Polaris. Okay, the modern flat Earth movement is clearly dying. It's over. Although, I'll keep doing observations of the Earth and sky and constantly look for better ways to make those observations. I live in a beautiful part of the world and there's so much more of that I want to show you all. And I thoroughly enjoy matching science with reality. That really is a buzz. I also love making these videos and the music videos. So, as always, thanks heaps for watching. Love you all. See you later.